3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karma Kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. So every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. So once again, I thank everyone for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Let us move on to our next session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who are joining the call today?
Hare Krishna mataji, Danvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Akshadas from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvind Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vatsudha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devdasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The Mataji, all glories Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Rama. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashmati Priya Devidasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Priya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjari Lila Devi Dasi from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Lila Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. This is Sushmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Susmita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, and but pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, is Prabhuji joined? Okay.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, my humble obeisances to you and all assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Param Pavani Shama Devi Dasi from Baltimore, Maryland. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Param Pavani Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Shama Devi Dasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
We can start recording, Mataji.
It's already recording, Mataji.
Is there anyone who would like to introduce the call today?
No, Mataji. Mataji can read introduction.
Thank you, Mataji. You can please take over.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. We are happy to have His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhuji on our call today. So this is a brief introduction from Prabhuji. So Prabhuji came to Krishna consciousness in 2004. He earned a MBBS degree from Grant Medical College. Gaur Vilas Prabhuji joined the ashram in 2010 and he was initiated as a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj in 2012. Prabhuji preaches in various medical engineering colleges. He also conducts programs for doctors at Bhaktivinodh Hospital and in corporate environments. He is a teacher of Bhakti Sastri and Bhakti Vaibhav courses. He also conducts congregational programs in Mumbai and Maharashtra. Gaur Vilas Prabhuji has done through studies of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Thank you so much, Mataji, for giving me this opportunity. Now I will hand over the call to you. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Susmita Mataji. Thank you, Mataji, for that brief introduction on Prabhuji, Gaur Vilas Prabhuji. Looks like Prabhuji has not. If anybody would like to introduce themselves, they can go ahead. Yeah, Prabhuji has joined. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept all of our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving your valuable time and association in this Bhakti Sanga conference call. We are just done with the introduction. Today's verse is 7.10.18. I hand over the call to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandvat, Mataji, Dandvat, all the devotees. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuro Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamhiyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padikamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadhuitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitasha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatyade Shutarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, welcome everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to serve. We are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 10, Prahlad, the best among the exalted devotees. And today we'll be discussing verse number 18, one of the very, very beautiful, famous verses. Lord Narsimha is speaking this verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Tri Saptabhi Pita Putaha Pitribhi Sahate Nagha Yat Sadvasya Kule Jatu Bhavan Vai Kulapavanaha. Translation. The Supreme Personality of God had said, My dear Prahlad, O most pure, O great saintly person, your father has been purified along with 21 forefathers in your family. Because you were born in this family, the entire dynasty has been purified. Purport. The word three saptabihi means 7 multiplied by 3. In one's family, one can count back 4 or 5 generations to one's great-grandfather or even one's great-grandfather's father. But since the Lord mentions 21 forefathers, this indicates that the benediction expands to other families also. Before the present family in which one has taken birth, one must have been in the other families. Thus, when a Vaishnava takes birth in a family, by the grace of the Lord, he purifies not only that family, but also the families of his previous births. Hare Krishna. This is a very, very wonderful section of Bhagavatam going on, in which wonderful qualities of Prahlad Maharaj is being described. Lord Narsimha himself reveals the glories of his foremost devotee. This personality, this chapter describes how Supreme Personality, she wanted to give benedictions to Prahlad. And he was again and again telling Prahlad, please ask something. Our acharyas, they tell that so far Narsimha was angry. But after hearing Prahlad, after hearing Narsimha speaking that, oh, please ask benedictions, Prahlad became little angry. He told, oh my lord, I am not a merchant. I am not a vanik. Don't tempt me. I have served you just to please you. I don't want anything in return. That is a devotee. A devotee is interested only in seva, not in any other additional benefits. Nayatra Vaikuntha Katha Sudhapaga Nasadhavo Bhagavata Shreya Nayatra Yagyeshu Makama Utsava Sureshu Loko Pinavaishu Sevyatam. Devotee is not interested in going to heaven if there is no association of devotees, there is no chance to serve the Lord, there is no festivals glorifying the Lord. So devotee is only interested in seva. As Kapil Dev also tells, Salokya, Sarishti, Samipya, Sarupya, Ekatmapyuta, Diyamanam na Grahnanti Vinamat Sevanam Jana. My devotees, they are interested only in seva. If there is no seva, they don't want even liberation. Any types of liberation. What to speak of Sayujya, that is not in question also. Even personal liberations, a devotee is not interested in. So Prahlad, he is telling, I don't want anything, my lord, because these are the impediments. All these benedictions, they become impediments in my path. Already I was born in the atheistic family. Don't tempt me with all these illusions. Prahlad is expressing his humility in the previous verses. He tells, oh my lord, I just want to serve you without any other ulterior motives. Still, the Lord tells, Prahlad, please ask something. I like to give benedictions to my devotees. Then Prahlad, out of his humility, says, oh my Lord, if you want to give me something, please deliver my father. And in this verse, when Prahlad asked this, Narsimha on his own, he started giving benedictions that you will enjoy this planet, you will exhaust all your pious activity and neutralize all your sinful activity, bhogena punyam, kushalena papam, all these things. And then he says, Prahlad, you are asking about delivering your father. In this verse, he says, what to speak of delivering your father? Your entire 21 generations are purified. This one verse describes the power and potency of devotional service. How auspicious this path is. How fortunate this path is. And Srila Prabhupada reveals some more glories of this path. He's telling in this purport that not only the families of this life, the previous life's families also get benefited. It is like unimaginable to think for anyone. Previous life's families will also get benefited by practicing bhakti now. There's a verse in Chaitanya Bhagavat. It describes what happens when a devotee, when a living entity starts practicing devotional service. Nrityanti pitara sarve nrityanti cha pitamaha madvamshe vaishnavajata sametrata bhavishyati. This verse says, when any person takes to Krishna consciousness, all the previous ancestors. Interestingly, now the Shraddha Paksha, Pitra Paksha is going on. This verse is a classic example of how powerful devotional service is. Chaitanya Bhagavat also says this. Nrityanti Pitara Sarve. All the ancestors are dancing. Nrityanti Cha Pitamaha. All the forefathers are dancing. Why they are dancing? They're dancing in their planets, wherever they are. Madhavamshe Vaishnava Jata. In my family, a Vaishnava has taken birth. Sametrata Bhavishyati. He will deliver me from this condition of life, wherever they may be. This verse is a very, very important verse to hear, to apply. In current times, even in devotional Krishna conscious life, even among practicing devotees, the seeds of mixing our devotional service comes. When devotees, they start taking shelter of other Vedic sciences, thinking that, oh, this process of devotional service is okay, but I don't think it will help me in this part of life. I have to take shelter of astrology, I have to take shelter of all the other sciences so that I can live my life properly. And the purpose is to take to devotional service, of course. Not realizing astrology most of the times involves worshipping devatas. And this one thing of Shraddha, when people they say, oh, we are doing Shraddha to benefit our ancestors. For a devotee, in what condition should we do Shraddha? In what condition a devotee should do or can do Shraddha ceremony of the forefathers? And when it is not needed? These are very important things to be understood in life, especially in Krishna consciousness. Because these small things, they make our faith they make our faith strong, or they make our faith fragile without even realizing. We may be thinking that, well, I am just doing some bonafide Vedic rituals. What is the problem in doing that? I am just taking shelter of some bonafide science. What is the problem in taking shelter? People say, oh, just like you go to a doctor and take treatment and you get benefited. So your faith in Krishna doesn't get affected. Same way, I have this problem of the planets. So I will go to this devata and worship this devata, and then I'll get cured of the problems, and then I'll worship Krishna only. What is the problem in that? And it sounds really logical. And many devotees, they promote it. Many senior devotees promote it, not realizing what is happening in the background. So as we are practicing this path of Krishna consciousness, we have received this after I don't know how many millions of lives. Why risk it? So the question is, where is the risk involved in this? I'm just worshipping for some problems and then I'll just worship Krishna only. Where's the risk? The risk is when we go to any doctor in this material world, take treatment, we can see the results grossly. I took the medicine and then this is how the medicine works, and that's how I'll get cured. It is a gross science. The gross science, which is perceivable by our senses, don't affect our faith much. But the problem with the worship of the devtas is the results are the how it works is not seen. How devtas are helping us is not seen. Therefore, our faith starts getting divided. And gradually, and in fact, Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, यो यो याम याम तनुम भक्ता श्रद्धयार्चितुमिच्छति तस्य तस्य अचला श्रद्धा तामेव विदधाम्यहम्. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, whoever devta, a devotee, a person worships, I make the faith of that person strong in that devta. And the result will be, our faith in Krishna will be divided. We'll have some faith in Krishna and some faith in devatas also. Our faith is the most important asset we have in our life. Everything in our spiritual life, everything in our devotional life is to increase our faith in Krishna. Why risk it? Why divide it? Shraddha Shabde Vishwas Kahe Dृढ़ Nishchay Krishne Bhakti Koile Sarva Karma Krit Hoye. Just by worshipping Krishna, everything will be accomplished. So it is a very, very important thing which Lord Narsimha is telling here in this verse. Don't think that I have to do something else to purify my ancestors or destroy the effects of these planets. Yat karma vir yat tapasa jnana vairagyashchayat yogena dana dharmena shreyo bhiritarayrapi sarvam mad bhakti yogena mad bhakto labate anjasa swarga apavarga madhama kathanchid yadi vanchati. Krishna is telling to Uddhav ji in 11th canto, whatever results one wants by performing any yajna, any tapasya, any knowledge, any dana, vairagya, yoga, dharma, and anything else. Krishna says, my devotee, by my bhakti, sarvam mad bhakti yogena mad bhakto labate anjasa. Very easily one gets it. My devotee gets all the effects, results of all the other processes. What do you want? You want heaven? You'll get heaven. You want liberation? You'll get that also. You want my abode? You'll get that also. So the process of devotional service, we have achieved after many, many lives. We should not risk it. Our faith is the asset which we have received by the mercy of Acharyas, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. We should not risk it. We should have that implicit faith that Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarva Karam Krit Hoye. That is the faith a devotee should have. Etam sa asthaya paratmanishta adhyasitam purvatamai maharshibhi aham tarishyami duranta param tamo mukundangri nishevayeva. This is the sannyas mantra in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Avanti Brahman spoke this mantra, this verse. I have this faith. Etam sa asthaya paratmanishta. I have this faith in whom? Purvatamai maharshibhi. I have faith in the path which is left by the predecessor acharyas. I have what faith I have? Aham tarishyami duranta param. I will also cross this thick, dark, dense material existence. Tamo mukundangri nishevayeva. By taking shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Mukunda. What is the path which is left by the previous acharyas? Whenever somebody says, oh, you can worship this devta to solve this problem of this graha, or do some Shraddha ceremony because there is some pitra dosh or something, Has any of our acharyas recommended this? Has Srila Prabhupada recommended this anytime? Anywhere? To anyone? Some may say, well, Mahaprabhu did it. Lord Ram did it. So what's the problem in doing Shraddha? It is very important to understand. It comes in the 10th canto. Rasa Leela. After Rasa Leela is described by Shukadeva Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj asks, how can Krishna do this? Ayam tu dharma setu nam karta vakta abhirakshita ya pratipan acharit brahman paradara vimarshanam. How can Krishna, who appears in this world, he is dharma setu, he has appeared to establish dharma. He is karta vakta abhirakshita. He is a protector, he is a speaker, and he has made this. He is following this. How he is behaving in such a wrong way? Paradara vimarshanam, he is touching other men's wives. Shukadeva Goswami speaks very, very wonderful verses. These 2-3 verses which Shukadeva Goswami speaks, they are very important verses to understand why, what a devotee should follow and what one should not follow. I'll just quote the exact verse. This is 10th canto, 33rd chapter. This is verse number 29. 10th canto, 33rd chapter, verse number 29. Shukadeva Goswami is answering here. Harmavyatikaram drishta ishwaranam cha sahasam tejiyasam na doshaye vahane sarvabhujo yatha. He gives the example of sun. Just like the sun evaporates water from everywhere, doesn't get contaminated. One should never ever find faults in the activities of great personalities. Then how one should act? What's the basis of our actions? Because if the great people, they are doing something, naturally common people follow, right? Krishna is doing himself how we should behave. We are supposed to follow what Krishna does. He says no. So then what we should do? Naitat samachare jatu manasapi hi anishwarah vinashatyacharan maunyad yatha rudrobdhijam visham. He says, na etad, one who is not a great controller, one is not a big personality, small people, manasapi na samachare. They should never imitate the behavior of the ruling personalities, even mentally. If it is little suspicious, because they'll be destroyed. So why these verses I'm quoting here? Because Shraddha is a very bona fide Vedic concept. But for a devotee, we have to understand the dynamics behind all these things. Why the devotee will be vinashatyacharan? What is the harm in doing this? He gives the example. Yatha rudra abdhijam visham, just like Lord Shiva drank poison, he was not affected. If anyone does it, he'll be affected. As a practitioner of Krishna consciousness, Bhakti yogis, we should know what we should follow, what we should not follow. How to understand what to follow, what not to follow. So Krishna is saying this. Krishna is doing. Lord Ram is doing. Mahaprabhu is doing. 31st verse is very important. 10, 33, 31st. Ishwaranam vacha satyam tathaiva charitam kvachit tesham yat swavacho yuktam buddhimam stat samacharet. This verse says, Ishwaranam vachah satyam. The statements of the Lord's empowered servants are true. Tatheva acharitam. And the acts they perform are exemplary when consistent with those statements. This is another important thing. When the devotees of the Lord speak something and they act also accordingly, those actions, they are to be followed when they are in line with the statements. There. Tesham yat swavacho yuktam buddhimam tat samachare. So what to do? Should I follow the behavior or should I follow the actions? Or should I follow the instructions? It says, one who is intelligent should carry out their instructions. This is very important. Carry out the instructions. So we have to understand, whenever some confusion comes in our life, oh, here this devotee is doing this and this devotee is doing this. Our acharyas have done this anytime. Have they spoken this? Even if they have done this, have they spoken this? That you should do this. That is the guiding principle of all the devotees. Otherwise, it is so very easy to get distracted. And it is happening. We are seeing in the society, in our society, ISKCON, there are many devotees, many great leaders also. They are promoting. Oh, you can follow astrology, you can do this. Yeah, because anyways, ultimately, worshipping Lord is not sufficient. You have to do all this yajna because you are not a pure devotee. These are the things which are spoken. They forget that Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada, here Narsimha is speaking, don't worry, Tri Saptabhi Pita Puta, we are purifying 21 generations. So devotional service is all powerful. Lord Narsimha, he has appeared to destroy the obstacles of all his devotees. Any problems with any of these graha or whatever, Lord Narsimha is there to remove all the obstacles in the path of his devotees. And our acharyas, they recommend it. Bhaktivinodh Thakur, he has written 5 beautiful verses. I'll just show you these verses which Bhaktivinodh Thakur has written in his book Navadip Dham Mahatmya. Just give me a few seconds. In this 5 verses, I'll put on the chat all these 5 verses. 5 prayers to Lord Narsimha, which he makes to, which Bhaktivinodh Thakur makes. So for a devotee, this is very, very important to understand. Narsimha is the most powerful well-wisher and protector of the devotees. So therefore, a devotee should not think of going anywhere. So we have to understand this. This is the most important thing. So you can see this. Bhaktivinodh Thakur, he has written 5 prayers in his book Navdeep Bhava Taranga. These prayers are certainly assurance to all sincere devotees that the worship of Lord Narsimha is purely in the line of aspiring love and devotion to Sri Radha Krishna. This is the most important thing. When we take shelter of Devatas, we are dividing our faith. We are risking our faith. But when we take shelter of Narsimha, our faith doesn't get divided. It is in line with worshipping Radha Krishna. It is bonafide for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas to worship Narsimha for all the problems. Dushta Hridaya Kamadhiri Puchay Putinati Pratisthasha Shatya Sadare Hridaya Shodhanvara Krishnera Vasana Narsimha Charane Mure Vito Kamana. He says, in my heart there are so many anarthas. All these 6 anarthas are there. Kamadhiri Puchay, Putinati, Pratisthasha, diplomacy, desire for name, fame, prestige, they are all there. Oh Lord Narsimha, they have only one prayer. Hridaya Shodhana Ar Krishnera Vasana. Please purify my heart and give me to love Krishna. This is the only prayer I make at the lotus feet of Lord Narsimha. Then he says, Kandiya Narsimha Pade Magivo Kakhana Nirapade Navadipe Yugala Bhajana Bhaya Bhaya Payara Darshane Se Hari Prasanna Hoibo Kabe More Doya Kare. I'm crying. When will I beg at the lotus feet of Narsimha? When will I do Yugal Bhajan in Navadvipa? Nirapade Navadvipe Yugal Bhajan. That is interesting. I don't want to do Yugal Bhajan anywhere else. I want to do Yugal Bhajan in Navadvip. Navadvipe Yugal Bhajan. And when will that Lord be pleased upon me? Swachanda Boisho He Vatsa Shri Gauranga Dhame Yugal Bhajan Ho Rati Ho Name. Such a wonderful benediction Bhaktivinodh Thakur is asking from Lord Narsimha. When will I sit in Navadvip? And when the Lord will show this benediction, oh my dear child, please stay in Navadvip and serve Krishna. May you develop attachment for the holy names. May you nicely worship the divine couple. And Mama Bhakta Kripa Bale Vigna Jabe Dur Shuddha Chitte Bhajo Radha Krishna Rasapu. So in this way, when will Lord Narsimha place his foot on my head? Ei boli kabhi more mastake upar, swiya Shri Charan dharibo mastake upar. Amani yugala preme satvika vikare, haraye lutebo ami Shri Narsimha dware. I missed 1, 2, 3. Okay, second and third I just spoke together. So these are the prayers which Bhaktivinodh Thakur makes. So the point is, the devotees should never think of going anywhere else. Process of devotional service is all powerful. Lord Narsimha is all powerful. Because we have got this process after millions of lifetimes. We can't afford to risk our faith. We have to increase our faith, not divide it. We are practicing pure devotional service. Please, we should not try to mix our faith. Pure devotional service means our faith is pure at this moment and we are practicing pure devotion. Anya vilashita shunya. We should not risk it. You should never ever think, okay, I can do this also, some Devta worship, and then I'll worship Krishna only, and that's not a problem. That's not a question at all. I'm already initiated devotee. I'll chant 16 rounds. What's the problem? There is risk. When problems will come, we'll go to that Devta. We'll not go to Krishna. And we will think, some devotees, they tell, oh, you should go to Krishna for love. Ask him prema bhakti. For all the ordinary problems, we should not trouble Krishna. But the question is, has Krishna recommended this anytime, anywhere? Krishna demands one pointed attention. Sarvadharman pratyajya mam ekam sharanam praja. Krishna says, whatever you want, come to me, I will give you. It's like a small child, whatever he wants, he'll go to his father only. That's what Krishna wants from everyone. That is very important to understand. He never recommends that devotees go anywhere. Because Krishna himself tells whoever worships Devta, they are worshipping me in wrong way. Yajanti avidhi purvakam. 4.13, I think, or 12. Krishna says this. Yepi anya devata bhakta yajante shraddhayanvita teapi mameva kaunteya yajanti avidhi purvakam. Why to do avidhi purvak bhakti of Krishna? Avidhi purvakam means not worshipping properly. Because we have got this process after. Again, I'm saying, this is a very, very rare thing we have received. We should not risk it. And who knows, only Krishna knows. I mean, after how many lifetimes we have got this. After coming in this material world, getting enveloped with all the gross and subtle layers of contaminations, coverings, we have tried to enjoy for millions of lives. But in none of the lives we have got happiness. Nunam pramatta kurute vikarma yadindriya pritaya pranoti nasadu manye yadatmanoyam asannapi tveshada ashvadeha. Therefore, Rishabdev says, it is actually madness. People, they are mad after sense gratification. They do all wrong things. For what? To get happiness, to get enjoyment. But actually, what they get is pain. It is so very difficult to purify our desires. Time destroys everything, but there is one thing which is not destroyed by time. That is desires. That is false ego. We have to consciously work on it. Time will not destroy our desires. Time will just increase our desires. Because the world, which is full of glamour, distraction, it will just fuel our desires, not decrease it. That's why Gajendra, he offers this beautiful prayer to Lord. He offers this lotus flower and he starts offering prayers. One of the prayer he makes is Jijivishenahamihamoya kim mantarbahishchavritayeva yonya Ichhami kalena nayasya viplava tasyat lokta varnayasya moksham. He says, oh my Lord, I don't want to live. Earlier, I was praying to you to get me free of this clutch of this crocodile. Now I have understood, I have realized what's the use of getting free of this crocodile. Because I am bound with this material body. That is the bigger problem I am going through. Antarbahishcha vritaye bayonya. An elephant body is actually dull. Already we are dull with ignorance, and this elephant body is all the more dull. Ichhami kalena nayasya viplava. Kala doesn't destroy this false ego of identifying with my body. Therefore, I don't want this, oh my Lord. So there is only one thing which can destroy and cut this thick layer of false ego and desire. That is when we hear scriptures, when we hear Bhagavatam, when we chant the names of the Lord. The thickest layer of the universal covering is false ego. That is destroyed by Yasyam Vaishruyamanayam Krishne Paramapurushe Bhaktirutpadyate Pumsam Shoka Moha Bhaya Apaha. Bhagavatam can destroy. The more we hear Yasyam Vaishruyamanayam, just by hearing about Krishna, who is Paramapurusha, the devotion will arise in the heart. Bhaktirutpadyate Pumsam Shoka Moha Bhaya Apaha. Three things will be destroyed: hankering, lamentation, and fear. We hanker for things which we don't have, lament for things which we lost, and fear of what will happen in the future. So all these three are the three states we experience in past, present, and future. Bhagavatam, pastimes of the Lord, make us free of all this. Again and again, Krishna is giving this faith to us. And this verse is one such example. Lord Narsimha is giving this faith. Don't worry. You're asking for your father. You don't know the process of bhakti is so powerful. It can purify 21 generations. It is all powerful. It is not very powerful. It is all powerful. It can do anything. It is Shubhada. One of the qualities of devotional service is Shubhada. It is all auspicious. It is not that it is something or some auspiciousness is there. No, it is all auspicious. There is no inauspiciousness in this process of bhakti. There is no inauspiciousness in chanting of the names of the Lord. There is nothing which is more auspicious than chanting of the names of the Lord. There is nothing more auspicious than the practice of bhakti. Nahi ato anya shiva pantha vishata samsritaviha vasudeve bhagavati bhakti yogo yato bhupet. Shukdev Goswami is telling, there is nothing more auspicious. Nahi ato anya shiva. Shiva means auspicious. For those who are wandering in the cycle of birth and death, there is nothing more auspicious than Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti. So why not practice it without any distractions? Whatever may happen, Krishna has planned this in my life. That is a faith a devotee should have, and I will not go to anywhere, anyone else. And for sure we'll be tested for it. It is not that we'll not be tested for our faith. Krishna will test everyone for their faith. But unless we are tested, we all know, unless we are tested, our faith doesn't increase. When we are tested, that is the time when we study. All of us have experienced this in our school days, college days. Unless we are tested, unless tests come, exams come, we don't study properly. So tests, problems, obstacles, they make us more strong. They should make us more strong. They should make us more conscious of Krishna. They should make us more focused in the path of devotional service. That's the purpose. And for sure, we will get purified. Any test would make us more strong. Otherwise, the desires will not go automatically. Desire for name, fame, prestige, adoration, distinction, putinati, pratisthasha, all these will not go automatically. But the more we take shelter of Krishna consciousness, the more we get purified. Otherwise, we are running after all these things millions of lives. But somehow, by some good fortune, we have achieved this. So why risk it? That's the question. Why not give it full try without thinking anything else? Not wasting our time, not thinking anything else. And reading scriptures, reading Bhagavatam is so very wonderful. It again and again gives us assurance. Shukdev Goswami has presented Bhagavatam in such a wonderful way. It is full of philosophy and stories are such that they are only there to give us hope. After reading Bhagavatam, if somebody thinks, still I am not so hopeful, that means we are not understanding, we are not reading properly. We are not practicing properly. Otherwise, there is unlimited hope in the practice of devotional service. The process of Krishna consciousness is full of hope. The foundation of our hope is Krishna is all merciful. Mahaprabhu is all merciful. He is more merciful. Krishna is more merciful than Krishna. Krishna in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And interestingly, if it so happens that Mahaprabhu also rejects us, it'll never happen. Even if it happens, if we have some devotees praying for us, still there is hope. That was the case of Kal Krishna Das. Kal Krishna Das was seduced by the Bhattathari women when Mahaprabhu was in South India. Mahaprabhu had to go behind him and rescue him and bring him back. And when he came back to Jagannath Puri, he told Swarup Damodar, Nityanand Prabhu, I don't want to see his face again. Take him away. Do whatever you want to do with him. Eta boli Mahaprabhu Madhyan chali gela. And this Kala Etoshuni Kala Krishna Das Kandite Lagila Mahaprabhu, he just left. Madhyan Purite Mahaprabhu Chali Gela. Mahaprabhu left for doing his Sandhya and Kala Krishna started crying. What will be the hope for me? What will be the fate of mine? If Mahaprabhu rejected me, what will happen to me? Still there is hope. Nityananda Jagadananda Mukunda Damodar Chari Jane Yukti Tabe Korila Antar. All the devotees are thinking how to help this person, how to keep him in seva. Nityananda Prabhu, Jagadananda Pandit, Swarup Damodar Pandit, and they sent Kal Krishna Das to Navadip to serve Shachi Mata. Unlimited hope is there in the process of Krishna consciousness. If somebody feels, no, I think I'm not getting purified, this process is not working, it is taking a lot of time, that means there's some problem. We have not, either we have not understood the philosophy properly or we are not practicing properly. Because if somebody demands that I want to get purified now, I am practicing since so many years, still I am not getting purified. We have not understood what is a stockpile of anarthas we have accumulated since millions of lifetimes. By practicing few years or decades of bhakti, are we expecting that it will get purified, it will get destroyed completely? If yes, that means we are asking too much. Because at one place in Bhagavatam, it is described, our endeavors to purify ourselves of anarthas is like drying up ocean with a straw, with a grass straw. That means dip the grass straw in the ocean, take it out. How much water will stick to it? 1 drop. Throw it away. Again dip it in the water. How long it will take to dry up the ocean like this? So we should not have so many expectations by our practice of bhakti, but you should have faith in the mercy of the Lord. And how Lord will show mercy when we give our best in the practice of bhakti. Our faith should be in the mercy of the Lord, and our determination should be to practice bhakti with all our sincerity. Not expecting anything in return, not expecting miracles in Krishna consciousness. For sure, we will see miracles. But if we are practicing bhakti with expectation of miracles, we'll be frustrated. Because it may happen, it may not happen. A devotee, his only expectation is chance to serve. Whatever thoughts I may have, oh my Lord, please keep me engaged in seva. I may not leave this path of bhakti. That is the aspiration of a devotee. And whenever you like, please purify me of my anarthas. But my aspiration is to keep serving. Jugala bhajana hau rati hau name. I want to develop some taste for chanting. I'm not so concerned about my anarthas. That will be taken care by Krishna automatically. Three saptabi pita puta. 21 generations are getting purified. What is my anartha in front of the Lord? So the process of bhakti is all powerful. And all these statements, all these wonderful pastimes, they make our faith strong. They should make our faith strong. So if someone says Krishna consciousness is really looking difficult, that means we have not understood. We have not understood the philosophy. We are expecting too much, or we are not practicing properly. Because unless we practice properly, Krishna will not show mercy. And if we are not reading properly, if we are not understanding the philosophy properly, we'll be impatient. Why Krishna consciousness is not working? Why still I have all these anarthas? Be patient with yourself. Dhairya is the most important thing. Mriyamano Harirnama Grinan Putropacharitam Ajamilopi Agadama Kimuta Shraddaya Grinan. The pastime of Ajamil is so very hope-giving. Yamaraj is telling Yamdutas, just see the power of chanting of the names of the Lord. This Ajamil, he chanted at the time of death. He got liberation. What to speak of if one chants with faith? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives a very wonderful analysis of this verse. Mriyamano Harirnam. He says, Ajamil chanted without faith. What will happen if one chants with faith? He didn't have faith in holy names. He was chanting the names of the sun. What to speak of if one consciously chants the name of the Lord? Third, he says, Ajamil chanted while dying. What will happen if one chants throughout his life? Fourth thing he says, Ajamil was sinful. What will happen if a sinless person chants? So Krishna is giving so many offers, so many avenues for us to get purified, to get some glimpse of bhakti, some glimpse of that rasa. If we are all receiving this by the grace of the acharyas, by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, they are tolerating so much. They have tolerated so much. One of the disciples of Prabhupada, very famous Deenbandhu Prabhu, he was recalling that in the beginning days in 1966, in 26 Second Avenue, when Srila Prabhupada was alone, he would organize these feasts, love feasts. People would come, they would eat, and they would go. Prabhupada would cook all the feasts, he would wash the pots, nobody would help him. Nobody ever thought that he needs help, maybe. There was one devotee, Mahapurush Prabhu, he was recalling, he was telling Deenbandhu Prabhu, after few months, one day, I was alone with Prabhupada and everyone left. And I was thinking, every day we are coming here and somehow these pots get cleansed every day. Who is cleaning them? Because I don't see anybody else here. And I am also not there every day. Today I am there and only Swamiji is there. Who is cleaning? Maybe he is doing all this. So he went and asked, Swamiji, can I help? Prabhupada smiled. I was waiting for this question. I was praying to Krishna to send some help. Prabhupada tolerated so much to give us that faith. Prabhupada was in Africa. And it is a very funny pastime. He just landed in Africa and there were some people who had started attending programs. Prabhupada came and Prabhupada in the evening washed his clothes and next morning he went to take his dry clothes. He saw his clothes missing. Dhoti, kurta, uttariya. He had another pair, he put that and he came and sat in the class. He started giving Bhagavatam. He saw one of the disciples, he was wearing his kurta, other wearing his dhoti, other his uttari. So Prabhupada begins his class by speaking, one should not steal the clothes of the spiritual master. What all things Prabhupada has tolerated? Why? So that we develop faith. So we should understand what we have received, and that should impel us to practice bhakti with all determination. And these verses, like today's verse, they really are powerful to make our faith more and more strong in the process of bhakti, in the power of Krishna consciousness, and in the mercy of the Lord. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Anyone has any questions?
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this very, very beautiful class. Very straightforward at the right time. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this wonderful class.
There is one hand raised. Anuradha. Mataji, you can ask your question.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat pranam. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhu, you were speaking about, I think, 4 verses of Bhaktivinodh Thakur. We could not see it. Would you like either share here or in the group so that we can
I
read?
just tried to chat, but somehow I'm not able to send it. I don't know what happened.
Which book is his? This one is.
This is you'll find it online. This is Navdeep Bhav Taranga by Bhaktivinodh Thakur.
Navdeep Bhav Taranga.
Shama Gauri Mataji, she can put on the group. These are
And the verse number?
beautiful.
Yes, sure, Prabhu. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you. And I just wanted to say that you spoke about Ananya Bhakti. It gets difficult sometimes, but thank you so much for giving the hope, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
I put the link on the group.
Yes, Prabhu.
The full message was
Received it.
not made.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I'll
Hare
take 2
Krishna.
questions. Go a little early today.
Yes, Prabhuji. Manjari Leela Mataji, you can please ask your question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Thank you, Mataji, for allowing me to ask the question. One question, Prabhu, I have is, so it was the great discussion you led regarding Ananya Bhakti to Lord Krishna and how, any, and, I've personally experienced that, there's even like these senior devotees who actually propagate the Shraddha ceremony and many other astrological things because of the fact that, we're not. I'm sorry
to interrupt, Mataji. I just missed telling about the Shraddha. In which situation a devotee should do this? Only if the circumstances and surroundings and relatives, they are pushing them to do it. In that situation, in India also, only in some localities, some states, that they really feel pressure from the family. You have to do Shraddha. Otherwise, they'll feel, oh, ISKCON is not propagating, not promoting. Oh, it is useless. So when the family situation is like that, we should do. But what should the consciousness of a devotee in doing this? The consciousness is 17.28 of Bhagavad Gita. Shraddhaya hutam dattam tapastaptam kritam chet asad ityuchyate partha nachatat pretyano iha. We should not put faith in that Shraddha. That means we should not feel that unless I do Shraddha, my family will not get benefited. My ancestors will not get benefited. I understand, I have full faith that Prasada Bhakti is sufficient to purify everyone. But just because other people are pushing me and they'll make my life miserable and they will get a bad name about ISKCON, so better do it and pacify them. Not putting faith in the Shraddha. Only if you are in this situation, we should do it. Otherwise, not needed for a devotee. Process of Bhakti is sufficient.
Right, exactly. Thank you so much for that clarification. So with that all, I was just thinking, and please correct me if I'm wrong or if I'm misunderstanding something, but when there is Shivratri, the Mahashivratri comes, right? We always ask, because we don't want to divide faith, of course, right? But we instead now, when we become Krishna Bhaktas, we understand. So when we do Mahashivratris, we're trying to ask Lord Shiva to give us that chanting, the taste, how he chants the holy name of Krishna and Rama for us, to us. So is that, okay? And that shouldn't divide our faith because we're trying to ask for Krishna Bhakti. Is that okay? Or is that not supposed to also?
Yes, that is the right thing. We should ask to all the devtas.
Okay.
The problem is when you ask material things from devtas.
Okay.
All the devtas, they are themselves devotees. And when we are going to devtas, we should ask only for one thing. Please increase my faith in Krishna. Please give me devotional service to Krishna.
All right.
The question comes, what is the problem in asking material things from devtas and material things from Krishna? When we ask material things, we have some material desires. and we really want them. Should we ask Krishna or not? We should ask.
Mm.
We should not go to Devtas for material desires.
Right.
If we are really troubled by some material desire, I want this. Better ask Krishna.
Krishna. Yeah.
Because interesting thing is how Krishna works. Satyam dishatya artitam artito nrinam naivar tadoyat punarartitam yataha swayam vidhatte bhajatam anichyatam ichha vidhanam nijapada pallavam. This is a very important verse in the 5th canto of Bhagavatam. This verse says, it is true. Satyam dishati arthitam arthito nrinam. It is true. If somebody worships Krishna for material things, Krishna gives it. But how Krishna gives that? Naivar tadoyat punararthitam yatha. He gives in a way that the devotee will not ask for the same thing again. He will. How he does that? Swayam vidhatte bhajatam anichyatam. Krishna gives himself to that devotee. Devotee says, anichyatam, I don't want you, my lord. I just. Krishna says, no, it doesn't happen like that. I come along with my benedictions. 1 + 1 free. I always come. And when Krishna comes in the life of a devotee, all the material desires get purified. So that's the difference in asking Krishna material things. And whenever we go to Devtas, ask for only spiritual desires. So be fulfilled, only for devotional service, nothing else.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So Prabhu, I have one more question, just a follow-up question about this, because I just didn't know how to handle this situation sometimes. So, there's the Ganesh Chaturthi that went, and then we had invitation from one of our neighbors here for Ganesh Visarjan. And then we in Diwali, because of Indian culture, we have this Lakshmi Puja and all these things, in families and everything. So I don't want to, again, as you said, right? We don't want them to have bad name for ISKCON that, oh, we don't follow these things. So in those instances, I just, I make up some excuse not to go. But what should be our, I guess, response, or even if we do end up having to go sometimes or something, is it okay to do that? Or how should our attitude be?
It's okay to go to any festival, provided we don't pray for material desires to that Devta.
Okay.
Ganeshi is the Vigna Harta. Pray to Ganeshi to remove all the obstacles from the life of devotion. He will be happy doing that.
Right. Okay.
So wherever all the Devtas, whenever Devta worship is going on, go.
Okay.
But pray for spiritual desires.
Krishna, that's right. Okay.
If we are really, if Bhaktivinodh Thakur, he is really fanatic in some places. He says, you should not take even prasad of the Devtas as a Gaudiya.
Right.
If it is possible. We may say, well, they are a devotee, right? But in most of the places, in ideal Devta temples, what happens? The Bhoga is first offered to Shaligram, and then Mahaprasad is offered to that Devta. So that is a bonafide way. Otherwise, if it is not happening, then it is not good, because Devtas will never accept it. If we are not offering Krishna and offering them directly, they will not accept it. So that is how we have to be a little careful. And if some prasad is given, take it. No need to say, no, I don't take prasadam. Take it, keep it with you, give to somebody else. No problem. We have to be very sensitive when we are, practicing these principles with people in the outside world. Otherwise, ISKCON has got a bad name because of some fanatic devotees.
Right.
So we have to know how to deal with other Hindu sects, other people who are following Sanatana Dharma. Respect them, appreciate them. At the same time, don't compromise our principles of devotional service.
Okay.
That is
very
important.
Helpful.
That requires a mature devotee to do it.
Absolutely.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Hare.
Thank you, Mataji. Prabhuji, do you have time? Okay, because today's
Yeah.
topic was little sensitive. There are many questions. Maybe if you're not there, we will take it next time when you come.
These questions I'll take and then we'll stop.
Okay,
No,
okay.
Mataji can ask quickly.
Radha Jyoti Mataji, you can please ask your question.
Shama Gauri Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji, and
Hare
pranams to you
Krishna,
both.
Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam all goes to Srila
Hare
Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very wonderful class. Prabhuji, you said the ancestor day become very happy that Vaishnava has born in our dynasty and we are all going to
I am
get
not
it.
saying, Chaitanya Bhagavat is saying.
What's that?
Chaitanya Bhagavat describes that verse.
Yes, Prabhuji, but how do they know that this child is going to become Vaishnava? Because for our children, we are always in anxiety. They will become devotee or not, and we are always in prayerful mood. So we don't make it like as soon as they are born that they are Vaishnava.
Yeah, Madhvamshe Vaishnava Jata means after a person starts practicing devotional service, they come to know.
Okay.
You know, those who are staying in Pitri Loka is like a heavenly planet only. Triloka is one level lesser than the heaven. So they have that powers, they may have that power, so they know this. Oh, my ancestors, my descendants, one of them has started practicing bhakti, so they become very happy. It is not with all the ancestors. Those who are in the Pitriloka, they experience these emotions. Otherwise, if some ancestors are in hell or they don't have a body, so they will not understand this. But those who are in Pitriloka, they have some higher powers. They are like devatas only.
Okay.
So they understand, oh, this devotee, this person has started practicing devotional service, so they are very happy about that.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Radha Jyoti Mataji, you would like to ask now?
Yes, Mataji. Pranams to you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Prabhuji, I just want you to locate the answers. Please don't explain because you're short of time. Prabhuji, about the faith that you spoke about, and you are very hopeful because I don't think I'm a hopeful person. As I read Srimad Bhagavatam and I look into the life, especially the chanting that I do, so I don't think I'm hopeful with what you have taught us today. So what are the things or what I should read every day to at least give a hopeful thought before chanting? Could you locate some shlokas for that thing? And second thing, Prabhuji, I wanted some prayers for distributing Srimad Bhagavatam. If you could locate those prayers also, because you were telling Lord Narsimha is very merciful. So shall I pray to Lord Narsimha every day? Is that thinking or the thought is correct? Hare Krishna, Prabhu Dandavat.
Thank you, Mataji. Prayers are indispensable part of a devotee's life. The most important thing to develop that faith, that hope, is to be with a person who is hopeful. Find a devotee who has that hope in Krishna consciousness. You will definitely get that faith, get that hope. And we should keep reading scriptures, those pastimes which give us hope. In one place, Srila Prabhupada writes, if you are not an devotee, should always be in the sanguine state of mind. This verse comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. This verse says, if you eat food which is not made by a devotee, then your mind gets contaminated. Dushtaman hoile nahe Krishna rasmaran. Vishaira anna khaila dushta hoila man. Dushtaman hoile nahe Krishna rasmaran. This verse comes in Madhya Lila. In that, Srila Prabhupada writes, a devotee should always be in the sanguine state of mind. Sanguine state of mind means always be in the positive state of mind. If a devotee, it is also said if you are not an optimist, you are an atheist. A devotee can never be pessimistic. We should always understand nothing happens in the life of a devotee for wrong, for bad thing. Everything happens in the life of a devotee for some good. We have to just learn to see what is that good thing Krishna wants me to do in this situation. Most of the times we get disturbed thinking why this is happening. We don't see what Krishna wants me to learn in this. And most of the times Krishna wants our faith to increase in the process of devotion. Most of the times Krishna wants us to become little insensitive about the things which are happening in the world, which are happening with me, and focus on His mercy, His devotional service more, depending on Him more, understanding that there must be a plan behind this. So there should be always hope. Apparent reversals, they should make us more and more strong, hoping that some good will happen. I may not be able to see this good now, but for sure something is there planned for me. We have to go to devotees and seek their shelter. Sometimes things are obvious, but still we can't see it. We need devotees at every step of our life. However advanced we may be, how many decades we may spend in Krishna consciousness, still we need devotees to guide us in difficult situations, because the nature of the world is it will always bewilder us. So that's how we have to find a devotee who has that hope, who has that philosophical understanding, who can keep giving us that hope. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
you
the
so much.
second part of the question.
What was that? Oh, regarding
I was
Bhagavatam
asking about the
distribution.
prayers.
Yeah, you can read the last 12th canto, 13th chapter. There are some wonderful verses regarding the glories of Bhagavatam. And of course, praying to Lord Narsimha and praying to the Acharyas, praying to Srila Prabhupada to empower us with that strength and devotion to serve them. Regarding those verses, 12.13, this last chapter of the 12th canto, that is very powerful verses to glorify Bhagavatam. You can refer to them. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Prabhuji, eternally grateful to you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
jai.
Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnavavrinda ki jai. Let us pay obeisance to Prabhuji and all Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha. Titanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anantakoti Vaishnavavrinda ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Prabhupada. Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhuji ki jai. Hare Krishna.